Should be okay. We've been discussing this book. Skinny. It's heavy. It's do you need a little Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our ISKCON's founder is Srila Prabhupada, his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta, his father is Bhaktivinoda. You with me? Okay, great. Okay, so Bhaktivinoda in the year 1900 wrote this book. He was 61 years old. He lived till he was around 75. He had, by this time, retired from being a high court judge during the British rule, which was really amazing. And he was living near Krishnanagar in the Navadvip area, or West Bengal, and doing writing and doing many things in his retired stage of life. Writing books on, he wrote 100 books, by the way. 100 books? 100 books. This was one of those 100. Focusing on the chanting of the holy name as the primary means for achieving spiritual well-being in this age, spiritual perfection in this age. He didn't start in his childhood with this. He started in his mid-30s. But he was a very prolific writer, and he went very deeply into the chanting of the holy name and wrote several books that describe it. The title we discussed in the midday session, the title of the book, Harinama Chintamani, it comes from a verse from Padma Purana. It's the very words in Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It's a very celebrated verse. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhina Tvam Nama Namino. The name and that which is denoted by the name, or the object indicated by the name and the person named are the same. Abhina Tvam. See, we're on chapter 3. Maybe you can't see from a distance over there. Chapter 3 is discussing specifically Namabhasa. The goal is to get to pure chanting, offenseless chanting, perfect chanting, Shuddha Nam. That's coming attractions. This is now discussing the going deeply into the subject of, to get to pure chanting, you have to pass through this Abhasa stage. And he's going to use two metaphors in this chapter: fog and clouds that block the power of the sun. So the sun doesn't change, but above the clouds, the sun that's there is fully brilliant. But our experience of that fully brilliant sun may be blocked by clouds, or by fog or mist. And he uses the metaphor that fog or mist is like ignorance, and offense is like clouds. It's more intense than just mist. So ignorance and offense are those things that block the full power of the holy name And this is a teaching of what it's anatomy of what they are, and then comes how to get on the other side. Of ignorance, obviously, is knowledge. So there's some introductory elements of knowledge here. We heard already, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that section. There's a vast section of Vedanta Sutra, as well as the Vedas in general, that deal with Sambandha Gyan, knowledge of the relationship of all things with the source of emanation. The goal is to connect with the source, connect with God, connect with the Supreme. To make that connection, Sambandha Gyan tells, here's the connection between matter. We've already touched on some of it. There's different potencies of Krishna. His spiritual potency, his material potencies, and the marginal potency, that's us, the living entity, the jiva. And that connection, that's yoga, linking with the source, is through, it's, you can say, mantra yoga, or connecting in that manner. So we're going to hear, this is the anatomy of Namabhasa, or the clouds in the mist, and a little beginning of how to get on the other side of it. That's our topic. And there's some technical terms. Don't worry about it. It's, you can understand the concept, and we'll be in good shape. Okay. So it's not a really big screen for a large group of people, but I'll try to articulate clearly, so even if you can't see the screen, you can follow along. It's just one chapter. He begins with there's a nice painting on the left. This is Lord Chaitanya dancing with his associates. And it's a mantra. Those of you that are familiar with ISKCON, you know the Panchatattva mantra. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas,